Nobody knows where it stops. Nobody knows how to get off.
Thank you very much indeed to The Who for Happy Jack. It's The Late Show. Thank you very much indeed for your company. Hello to Marion, listening to us near Newquay. Very nice to have your company. And here are the Red Bullets.
Vic Morgan.
Now, Red Bullets, thank you very much indeed for coming in and joining us this evening. Pete Edwards and Mark Edwards, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Now, let's talk about the band and how it all started. How did the band all start?
We formed late 2007, and we've had a brief line-up change, sort of mid-path, but now it's Mark, myself, John Bailey, we have Graham Kearns on guitar and Ben Weston on guitar. And occasionally we have Stuart Hartland from the Twang on guitar as well.
Is that difficult though, sort of when you change people and personnel? How difficult is that?
It was pretty tricky to start with. We have previously played with John quite a lot. We played in a band with John before the Red Bullets, and we've always been really good friends, so he's just slotted straight in. And with guitarists, I mean, they're all really capable players, so they come in and they put their own spin on things, but they're quite happy to step in and out when needs be. We're in Devon this weekend, and we come down just as a three-piece, just the piano, drums and bass. So we can kind of mix it up a little bit. We find that quite easy to do.
So that's not a problem for you?
No.
I guess you can play with any number if you wanted, can't you?
Yeah, I mean, we've done all sorts of things in the past. I mean, we've done concerts with 21 people on stage, with strings, brass and backing singers and all sorts of it, but it's nice to par it down every so often. We do that a lot when we come to Devon, because we're originally from Buckingham, but we've got parents have a place at B Sands, and so we've got that little bolt hole down there, which is how we've sort of branched out down here, and we've got a fantastic following, and the Devoners love their music, so we keep coming down. But it really helps us to just come down as a three-piece, because we can all fit in the van for a start. So.
One van.
Yeah.
So,
well, you've picked a pretty good weekend to come down on, quite frankly.
Yeah.
Escape the rain.
Yeah, I haven't seen a drop of rain on the way down. It's been great.
Well, fingers crossed for the rest of the weekend. Now, let's talk about the album you've got out, because we played some tracks a couple of weeks ago, and it's called In the Drawing Room.
Drama in the Drawing Room.
Yeah, Drama in the Drawing Room. Now, tell us about this.
We started recording this about 2 years ago. We've worked with two producers on the album, Gavin Monaghan, who's produced 7 of the tracks, and Chris Porter, who we did our final session with. So we gave ourselves plenty of time to... we were continuing writing through the whole recording process, and some of the tracks we actually finished in the studio, which was a new experience for us, and we did a lot of the recording at the Vale Studios in Worcestershire.
Yeah, near Evesham.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a bad place to record, is it?
Oh, it's lovely.
We started at Rockfield in Wales, which was a great weekend as well.
Yeah.
So we've been blessed really with the facilities we've got to use, and the songs that have been written during that process have been some of the strongest we've ever done, which is great, and it just kind of inspires you when you're in the studio and places like that, and you know it's coming up. You just kind of, the creative juices start to flow really.
Rockfield, of course, Dave Edmonds, people like that, they all started there. Loads of people are recording.
It's full of heritage. Yeah,
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, and the main writer of the material is
Pete.
I write a lot of the songs, and a majority of the songs I write with John, our bass player, who I've written with for many years now. So John writes a lot of lyrics, and I tend to write the music. Some of the songs I've written the lyrics as well, but that tends to be how we work.
The one thing, I mean, the point is, these days, I think it's essential to get a really nice package. How important is that, do you think? Because a lot of competition out there, so if you see a rather tacky CD cover, you're not going to be that bothered. So do you have much interest in getting the cover right?
Yeah, the name as well.
Yeah.
We really had to think hard about that, and we kind of stumbled across that name.
Yeah, it was on the back of a cutting from a newspaper in the end.
We just stumbled across it, and we're like, actually, that's good, and it kind of reflects the chaotic split up, and then us kind of getting everything back together and doing the album and that kind of thing.
A guy from our village called Steve Goodger did our artwork for us. He's a designer at Virgin Active, and we stumbled across him in the pub as well, and just got talking, and he's done a great job on all the artwork, and he did a lot of the visuals for the website as well.
Because it's a bit like a book, isn't it? I mean, if you are browsing through a CD rack and you see a cover that you think is decent, I mean, that does draw you to the record, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
It's really important, and as Mark said, it's got to reflect and have some relevance to what's on the actual album itself as well. I think we're really happy with it.
Yeah, we were lucky to come to meet Steve, and he came to us with some really good ideas, and it didn't take long at all. It was kind of a couple of sessions with him and a few tweaks, and there it was. So,
in terms of your influences, then, what would they be? Because you know, I was, you know, I don't say this lightly, I was really quite impressed when we first played it. I really was. So, what would your influences be?
Pete's number one influence is Elton John, which you can hear. But I mean, there's all sorts on there. I mean, my main influence are kind of rock-led, really. But there's Billy Joel, stuff
Billy Joel, Supertramp, all that kind of stuff. 70s sort of melodrama was a huge influence for myself, and we all like that kind of music, to be honest.
So just, I mean, it kind of the way the album sounds and the songs kind of represent the type of stuff that we listen to.
It was great recording at the Vale for that reason as well, because it's a very it's got lots of vintage gear in there, and it's sort of an analogue recording process. So that kind of worked well with our music as well, and I think we got a good vibe on the album. Yeah. It's quite a warm sound on it.
There's been quite a rebirth of guitar-led bands, hasn't there? Yeah. So keyboard-led bands, you think that there is a...
Well, there's not a lot of them around, is there? So
you can kind of cite players as that, but then...
Yeah, or Keane and those guys.
Kind of coming back into it now, aren't they?
Yeah, they've kind of been around for a while, haven't they, too?
I mean, the market's flooded, as you say, with guitar-led like indie groups. So a lot of the compliments we've had about the album are that it is reminiscent of that 70s era of that kind of piano-led rock pop stuff.
We didn't have much choice either, because I can't play the guitar and not can these two. So.
Fair enough. Live gigs then, you mentioned obviously you play in this part of the world quite a lot, but where else do you play?
A lot in London, and up where we're from, sort of the Buckingham sort of area. Exactly. We played at the Grand Prix last week as well, which is a huge gig for us. Wow. Sort of 15,000 people, so that's massive.
Spectacular, yeah.
But we come to Devon a lot, don't we?
We do anything, we go anywhere. You know, we've done bits abroad, and we've gone up to Scotland, and we just play wherever the gigs are, and we just try to be playing all the time.
And are you full time, all of you?
I do pretty much a bit of drum teaching. Pete kind of runs the band when we're not gigging, and then he does the writing. So yeah, we're all kind of focused on doing it as our jobs, really.
I should mention we're playing in Devon next Thursday and Friday at 7 Stars in Kingsbridge on Thursday, and Victoria in Ashburton on Friday.
Excellent.
I'd drop that one in.
Friday. Yeah, well, why not? Yeah, absolutely. And so, do you take gigs as they come, or do you plan a tour? How does it work?
Well, basically, just gig. There's never been.
There's some element of planning, isn't there?
Yeah, that's because he does all the planning.
It would be a bit daft to go from B-Sands to, I don't know.
Yeah, we figured this one out quite early.
We did that, stuff like
we
that.
do have to do it sometimes, don't we? We've come to Devon to do one gig before, and then gone back home to do a gig on the Saturday, and then gone off to Cambridgeshire to do a gig there on the Sunday, and it can get a bit manic. But as Mark said, we just have to follow the work, really, don't you? And make sure that you're spreading your music around.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to hear a track from the CD, and we're also going to hear a live record. Which one do you reckon we ought to play off the CD then?
Should we go with Open Your Eyes?
Okay, we'll do that then. This is Red Bullets, and you Red Bullets or the Red?
The Red Bullets.
The Red Bullets.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
No. Why the Red?
Why the Red? I see.
I was thinking the part.
That was a bit like the name for the album. We kind of stumbled across it, and the red being my red hair.
And then there's
no reason for us to be called Bullets at all.
So we just picked out the air and went with it.
Fair enough.
There you go.
Okay, as good a reason as any. This is the Red Bullets then, and Open Your Eyes.